Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Drew Scheid about the Blumhouse Television and EPIX film Unhuman, which is going to be available on digital June 3rd. Welcome back to the show, man. It's so good to see you.
It is great to be back. I missed you. How are you doing, PD?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Very quickly, fill in the blanks very quickly and just make sure you didn't forget hashtag Gary took the...
Gary took the book.
Of course he did.
Gary took the book at the end, guys. Where are those hashtags? I check it every day.
So here we are doing another interview for another movie in the horror realm.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I feel like you might like this genre, man. I don't know.
I really do. I want to be a Scream Queen so bad. More than anything. I want to be on that pantheon. And me, Jamie Lee Curtis, should we do our Mount Rushmores of Scream Queens?
Oh.
Jamie Lee Curtis for sure.
D. Wallace has to be in there. D. Wallace.
D. Wallace, there we go.
You gotta put D. Wallace in there. Neve Campbell for sure. I was a big I Know What You Did Last Summer fan. So like Jennifer Love Hewitt, man. Like and Sarah Michelle Gellar. Like I was
Sarah Michelle Gellar's a good one, but she's Buffy, so she's not like she's not screaming. She's killing all these guys.
That is true. A lot of genre bending happening with this film. Ensemble cast,
Yes,
kind
it
of
is.
like, zombie apocalypse, everyone for themselves. Do you notice that it has kind of that blend of like comedy and horror and like survival apocalyptic, like when you're making it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what's like was really amazing with the script that Marcus, the director, Marcus and his writing partner Patrick, they wrote this script that was like, it's like a John Hughes movie mixed with a Stephen King zombie movie. Like it's incredible. And because on the surface you see the trailer and you're like, oh, okay, like it's your classic archetypes. It's your popular guy, popular girl, nerdy girl, nerdy guy, and you kind of think you get it right away. Yeah. But even not that I'm a comments guy, I usually never click on those, but I happened to see it on TikTok randomly, the trailer for Unhuman. I was like, oh great, and I like clicked on the comics, and people were like, oh, I kind of know. Oh, I think I know what's gonna happen. And then I'm like, and they're like, this is gonna happen, and they were like, my character's gonna die first. And then I was thinking, I'm like, no, you don't know what's gonna happen because it doesn't. It's a lot. There's a lot more depth to everyone.
I find it funny. You've been like you can even look at like your stuff in like Mayor of Easttown too, where you kind of have moments in your past work, Drew, where you provide a lot of the comedy, even when it's not straight up like a comedic
even when they
movie.
don't want it.
Yeah, exactly. You just pull it in.
Even when the director's like, Drew, this is not a, and I'm like,
but like you're the drummer of a band in like the most serious like Who Done It on HBO. No, but like Gary in Fear Street has its moments, but he's not trying to be funny that much. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Oscar in the Halloween movies, I mean, like not really. But this one, there is that kind of like comic relief like in there, right?
There is, because there's moments where it's like because I clearly like my character Steven really has been like in love with Brianne Shu's character ever since like kindergarten. Yeah, that's how I played it. Was like I've had a crush on Brianne Shu's character like for all high school, all this, and it's like even though it's a zombie apocalypse and we're like fortifying our little base and we're trying to like hide from all these zombies, I'm like, I think this is my moment to hey, so what's your sign? So what are you all about? And try to be cool. I try to be funny. I try to connect this, and then I think like some of that works, some of it doesn't. But then as the movie goes on, it's like we strip down more of our layers and our mask that we have for the rest of the world, where it's like, and then it's like it becomes very personal.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, you look at, yourself with like Fear Street Halloween, Brianne with like, the I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Summer,
47 meters uncaged, which in my opinion, it's weird because it's technically a sequel, but like they're two completely different shark movies. But like if you think about it, technically it is a sequel. I think it's one of the
Sharkiverse.
It's one of the greatest sequels of all time. Like I don't know if you've seen the one she's in. It's so good. Like
I'm going to now.
It's so good. But then you look at Uriah with like Freaky. Is it cool to kind of be in the movie also where like obviously there's that common ground of you all like kind of working in the genre, right?
Like basically everyone has worked in horror before. Like,
I mean, Deadly Class has its moments. It's not really horror,
that's true.
but yeah.
But it is scary, and there's blood and stuff, and they're scary.
There's blood and stuff.
People die. There's blood and stuff. What if that's the only, like, anything with blood? I'm just like, that's a horror movie. That guy gets a nosebleed in School of Rock. It's a horror movie.
Oh yeah. School of Rock is the greatest movie of all time.
It really is, guys.
Okay.
See Unhuman first. And then
I interviewed Adam Pascal, who plays like Theo in it, and I told him, I was like,
hey, by the way,
No Vacancy won that Battle of the Bands fair and square because that song is so good.
That song is good. I have listened to that. I was saying earlier today because someone asked me, they're like, what was the movie that made you want to be an actor? And it is
it School of Rock?
It was School of Rock. Yeah. First time
it's my favorite movie of all time. Like, I think I've told you this before, but yeah, no, it's so crazy. But yeah, no, there is that kind of commonality, getting back to the old Deadly Class, of like, you've worked in that kind of genre, all of you, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And it was cool because like we had a lot of camaraderie like on the set. You know, it was really special to get to, like, we all film at the same time. Like, we all get the set at the same time. We're all staying in the same hotel. You know, if we have one day off, it's like, great, let's all go get dinner, let's hang out. And so we all got really close there. And then there were commonalities of different people on set where like Ben and Uriah, they were both homeschooled, so they had that to connect on. And then it's like Uriah and CJ, they both like grew up doing like martial arts and stuff, so they almost were like ready for stunt work.
And it's cool because this movie specifically too, like Fear Street, you know, was a bit different, where it was ensemble cast, but some people were with each other more than others. This one, that was like, more
sectioned off.
You're
like,
more,
these three are together.
Like, exactly.
These
you're
four
all
together.
Like together.
It's just the six of us. Yeah, basically the whole time.
Yeah.
And something I was like, what's real fun with Unhuman, first, like, the movie kind of just starts right away. Like, it opens, and then 5 minutes in, the zombies come.
Exactly.
And then they're here, and then we're like, the threats happen. It's not like
doesn't
waste
time
in the background. It's and then we have to explain these 8 things, and then they come. It's like it happens, and you get it, and the audience like is with you.
When did you shoot this one? Was this before or after? Like, was this after Fear Street?
It was definitely well after Fear Street.
Okay.
It was just last July.
So the turnover was not that bad for this one.
No, I know they were ready. Like, it was a real fast, like they got the script ready, they got us. So then like I think I was cast like probably like half a week before they started shooting.
Yeah.
It was something where
it's been a really, we're not gonna you know, sugarcoat it. Like, it's been a pretty cool couple of years for Scheid. There's been some really cool projects.
Well, Peter, that's very kind of you.
There's been some amazing projects. Let's be honest, right? Is one of your favorite things about storytelling the fact that you are able to kind of dive into all these different worlds, although they're all in kind of the horror genre? A lot of them I'm thinking of, they're all different kind of worlds. Is that one of your favorite things about being an actor?
That's what's pretty incredible about horror in general is that you can tell so many different types of stories, where I think like people who think they don't, I think there's a lot of people who think they don't like horror. And I was that way, like, all growing up. I was really scared of horror movies. I was really scared of checking them out. And then I realized, I'm like, oh, they're telling like, there's so many personal stories in these things where it's like, you see the poster and it's like, oh, it's about like a guy chasing around people. And it's like, no, this is a movie about like a mother and daughter reconnecting. Or like with Unhuman, it's like, this is a movie about like the fear of losing your friends and the fear of like of growing up and growing distant and forgetting yourself and changing yourself into almost a zombie. So the zombies is a good metaphor for like, I'm changing and I'm becoming a different person than who I was. But it's important, but then you learn it's important to change and grow.
Did you enjoy the, like, you have to be part of community aspect of this film, where, like, you know, there's a zombie apocalypse happening, all these characters, some more than others, want to like understand what's going on and stick together, right? I always love those kind of survival movies, because you have like the or TV shows where you have the characters that understand what's going on and the ones that like want no part of it, but like they have to stick as a
the
community.
people where it's like, why are we doing this? Let's just go home. But it's like, we literally cannot go home.
Kind of like Uriah's character.
So right. Like Uriah's character and CJ and Lo, where they're all like, what is this? Let's get out of here. And then yeah, like me, Brianne and Ben all realize we're like, no, this is real and it's happening. And even though we do not like each other, we have to survive.
I feel like this is technically like your third time on the show because we did that first interview for like Fear Street, and then we did that Instagram
and then we did the watch
live.
Along. Oh yeah,
we did the Instagram live. That was an iconic Instagram live. We actually had someone tune in from the moon. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that? I go back and rewatch it all the time. We did the global waterfall where we asked people where they're from.
And someone was
and
like,
by the way, that was insane. That was literally like people from all over the world tuning in for that.
That was so fun.
But
hey,
like,
and if people want us to do it again, to comment, I'm down to just.
But someone was just like, you were like, that's a good get. We got someone from the moon.
Good get. It's hard. It's a tough market too. Sometimes, you try to market these movies to the moon, and sometimes, it depends on what they want.
That was last summer. That was like insane, right? Fear Street. Like you still can't even get over how that was crazy.
No, I can't. I view those movies still as like, oh, I'm a fan of the Fear Street, and I really like the Fear Street, like, and then I forget.
You'll post about stuff that has nothing to do with Fear Street, and I see the comments, Gary.
hey, is Gary? Hey, is your head in this one? And I'm like, maybe you gotta watch.
I feel like that was really cool to see. Just like the global aspect of it for all around the world. Those movies were being loved on Netflix.
Oh yeah, and that was. What was really special about Fear Street too is it was such a huge, great cast. Yep. So I think probably some of the why it gets so much love is because there are so many people that everyone can see themselves as. Some people see themselves as Sarah, or as Fred's character, or as Julia's character, or as me, or as Ryan, or everyone. So it's like I think that helped. Also, it's freaking greatly shot, and it rules.
Hashtag Gary took the book.
Absolutely. Come on, check your library. The book's gone.
The book's gone. Gary took it. I'm gonna always. We're probably gonna do like a lot of interviews in the next. Like,
I hope. I know. I hope in the next in 5 years, there's like Gary took that, and I'll be like, book.
It's a thing. Absolutely. Well, I feel like it's just one of those things where, it feels like that was last summer that they came out. It feels like a lot longer than that.
It both feels like that was 10 years ago and it was last month. Like in my head,
that interview we did was last year. It feels like I haven't had you on the show in a long time.
I know. But we still we text sometimes where I'm just like, oh hey, good interview, or this or that, or I send you a sports thing, you send me something, but I know it felt so. And what's weird too, like how. I think it was the last week of shooting Unhuman was when Fear Street came out.
Wow.
I think that's how it.
I think you told me. I think because
I think I did. I think right after I was like, "Hey, I'm in this horror movie. That's great."
I made another horror movie. I feel like you didn't tell me that it like much about it. You just said it was a horror movie.
Because I didn't want to spoil. I didn't want to spoil the things. I'll keep.
But
it general.
It's like it's pretty cool because it's Blumhouse Television and EPIX film, and like EPIX has a lot of kind of good stuff happening right now, but Blumhouse is just kind of like the cream of the crop of horror. Is it cool to kind of be part of that kind of universe? Like it's so cool to see all the stuff they're doing right now, and like you're right in there.
Oh my gosh! I mean, it's incredibly just as we're both just fans of movies. Yep. We just like this, and specifically we love the horror genre, and that's the thing. I'm a huge fan of basically everything that Blumhouse puts out, and it does feel like an honor that they're like that they've asked me back for things like just like Halloween in general would have just been like that would have been enough for a lifetime. But
hey, remember the Cinemorgue? Remember I showed you the
Cinemorgue? Oh yeah, I know. I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe it. Just I'm so grateful.
You like checked it out like mid interview too. Like I just brought it up. You were like, what?
What the heck? I'm on a.
It's so crazy. People are going to be able to see Unhuman June 3rd. It's going to be available on digital. Drew, so great catching up with you, man. Thank you so much for coming back on.
Thank you so much for having me, man.
Absolutely.
It's so great.
Instagram, they can catch up with you on Instagram and Twitter, right?
Catch up. Oh yeah. Yes. There's a video of me doing karaoke while filming Unhuman with the rest of the cast. I believe I posted that one, or maybe I just did the solo one. But Unhuman, June 3rd. It freaking rocks.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a horror film. It's got some laughs in it as well. It's a zombie movie.
Oh my gosh.
It's so good. Yeah, absolutely. # Gary took the book. Gary took the book. This has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Until next time, it's Drew Scheid and Peter Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.